Hi, I'm Chef Rahul Punjabi, the owner and operator of Bang Bang Noodle in Goregaon. My wife and I used to be chefs in Sydney, in Australia. And while we were working really long hours, we used to get a lot of comfort going to Chinatown and eating these lovely spicy Sichuan noodles. It was our favorite food. Throughout our time there, we fell in love with the entire cuisine. The fact that the current owners were the grandkids of the original owners. So while the food was super traditional, the vibe was quite modern and young and like super modern Asian. So we wanted to recreate a little slice of home, or what became home for us for the best part of a decade in Australia. And so this is our little journey back through memory lane. So our biggest challenge that we faced was getting the recipe correct for the Bang Bang noodles. Now this is a very highly skilled job and it takes people years and years of apprenticeship to learn. And as luck would have it, most of the videos online and most of the articles and all, they're all in Chinese. So it was really a trial and practice, and we wasted around 40 to 50 kilos of flour trying to get it right. There was a lot of stuff, unfortunately, that had to go in the bin because our first 10 to 20 kilos were not even good enough to eat. But then eventually we understood the hydrations, we understood the way the gluten behaves, the way we have to manipulate it and to get it actually to stretch. So yeah, that was the biggest challenge that we faced. So what makes Bang Bang Noodle unique is the fact that we are focusing in on regional cuisine from China. Most Asian restaurants or restaurants in the Asian sphere will just completely splatter and they'll serve cuisines from every country within Asia. We don't want to have such a scatterbrained approach. We wanted to really focus on the flavors, on the authenticity, and right from sourcing the authentic ingredients to keeping the flavors authentic. Of course, initially it's a little harder because people don't always know what's authentic and how it's supposed to be. But what we found is that the guest right now, the modern Indian guest, is really open to an authentic experience. They don't want things to be desified. They don't want to get it as per my palate. They're more than happy to be a little adventurous and try something new. So some of our signature dishes are, of course, the noodle that the restaurant is named after, the classic Mala Bang Bang noodles. So that's the chili oil based noodle. The chili oil wontons as well is, so these two items make up 78% of our sale. So those are the two crowd pulling items. We also have the flying noodles. These are noodles that defy gravity. There's a pair of chopsticks that are sort of flying in the air, and there's a really nice sauce to go along with it. And along with this, a dish that's actually not necessarily Sichuanese, but it's Tibetan, is the Tibetan jhol and Tibetan thukpa. This is our head chef, Chef Bishal. It's his mother's recipe. And he actually made it for us while we were doing our dish trials. And it was so good that we just had to have it on the menu. So while operating, the main challenges, of course, is the consistency of ingredients. So since a lot of our ingredients do come from China and there's not always the smoothest of trade between our countries, that does tend to be an issue. We are committed to only using the best of the products. So we only use Italian flour. Our ice cream premix has to be a certain Italian brand. And of course, again, customs plays an issue. It's also difficult just to ensure that the vegetables as well come in a certain peak condition. We want seasonal vegetables. So, for example, the chives that we have in our dumpling stuffings right now, we only have it in the winters. We don't use it in the monsoon, in the summers when it's not available or if it's not at its best. So, even though our restaurant is quite casual in a sense, our pricing is not that 5-star sort of extreme pricing. The ingredients, the technique, the skill level that's there in our food is very much at that 5-star level. Look, to be honest, I wasn't the best student. I used to only attend my practical lessons and I used to skip all the other classes. And I dropped out halfway through my degree to work in a restaurant. For me, the practical part of this, I don't recommend that students do this. It just worked for me. But what I found is that the practical aspect of our industry is really the most important. And you can only learn with practice and you can only learn with time. Okay? I cut short a lot of time, but I did not cut corners. So I used to wake up at 6 a.m. to work the breakfast shift, finish up around 1 p.m., go attend my practical lessons, leave school at 5 p.m., and then be back at 7 p.m. for the dinner shift. Okay? So I was basically, for 1.5 years of my life, it was 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That sort of immersive, rigor and hard work cannot be taken away. You have to start from the bottom. You have to do the dirty jobs. You have to do the boring jobs. There's no way around it. But it's very satisfying because if you have a sense of urgency and if you have that dog in you that really wants to push, that really wants to overachieve the people around him, that wants the promotion and that is willing to work hard for that promotion, then you quickly realize that there's no end to this, that you will keep rising. And it's only going to happen if you have that sense of impatience. But you can't skip the steps. You have to go through each step. Again, that's the main thing. I just feel that it's easy for us to fall into fallacies where we skip steps. You can't skip them. You can rush through it, but that just means you have to work even harder. We have a wall right over here with all the black belts and all the, sort of people who have become my personal friends. I can tell you where each one of these people lives. I have all their phone numbers over here and they're my good friends now. So your customers are way more likely to become your friends rather than your friends becoming your customers. And that's honestly the beauty of this industry, right? It's such a customer facing industry and you can really make lifelong friendships through here. That relation cannot be understated because these people then call their entire social circles to your restaurant. They follow you to whatever other restaurant you go to. So it's the people who really supported us from day one. They took the effort to talk to me for 10 minutes after their meal. Just a little hello, hi, every day. When they walk by outside, they stop, they wave at me. It's just these little things. So it's more of a feeling and it's less of they've visited my restaurant so many times. It's the love that they have for the place and for us. So our vision for Bang Bang Noodle, we really want to expand on our offering of classic Chinese noodles. So there's so many noodles in China that no one has heard of outside of China. And I want to be the one-stop place where you can get all of those noodles. And we want to expand across the city as well. Our chili oil is by far the soul of our restaurant. It takes a whole day to prepare. We make it fresh every day. And I have one guy whose only job day in and day out is to make the chili oil. That's how hard it is to make it. Our recipe does not cut a single corner. So right from the vegetables, the spices that we source, the way we fry the oil, the way we fry the vegetables, the way we handle the chilies, the way we de-seed and de-stem each and every seed and stem from the chilies. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it. And that's why I know for a fact that ours is the best chili oil in the whole of India. So thank you Indian Hospitality Magazine for this lovely initiative known as Atithi Devo Bhava. And for me, Atithi Devo Bhava is the little things. It's about caring about every small thing that you do and really, really falling in love with service and with hospitality. Right from reading the person across the room and suggesting things that they might like, the tone of voice, the friendliness, the warmth with which you greet people, right to the amount of love you put into the food that you prepare, or the fact that you go extra extent to scrub each pot and pan, to wipe down the plates after you've scrubbed it, to warm up the plates before you put the food in. These are all things that makes the guest realize that you love them and that you've put the love into everything you've done.